Hello everyone, welcome to Golf Cart Garage. Another episode of golf cart talk, trying to help people out, trying to save them some money. Hey, she got people in the room already. Gene Hansen, another hot day. Yes, it is. It is very hot. Obviously, I'm in my office instead of in my garage today. I was in my office last week because I had heavy equipment running. Well, I still have some heavy equipment running, and it is very loud around my shop. Very loud. That would mess up the live, and it's very dusty. And I have to leave when I do the live. I have to actually leave my door cracked a little bit because that's where my Cat 7 cable. I don't have it plumbed permanently yet, so I don't want that dust in coming inside my shop. So anyway, that's why we're here in my office again today. This will probably be the last time we go from my office. I think next time I'll probably be back out in the shop. Everything they're doing, they're removing some trees. It's all looking good though, so I'm very happy with it. Let's see, Greg Elliott, good show last Tuesday. Hope today is good. Well, Greg, it's going to be as good as it can get. That's what it's going to be. I hope it is too. Ricky Smith, what's up, Ricky? Lloyd Lou. Tim has for us in California. Well, I wish y'all could come get some of this heat, Lloyd Lou. Just take it with you. Come get it and bring it back to California. 73 and cloudy. Let's see, Kevin Fry says, Tim and Golf Cart Garage are the highlight of my day. Now that's cool, Kevin. Thank you. Thank you very much for saying that. I appreciate that. And so does everybody at Golf Cart Garage that is reading that comment right now. Eddie Rodman from Hawaii. What's up, Eddie? Thank you for stopping by, man. 73 and cloudy in eastern Pennsylvania, Kevin. Man, we're looking at 100 here and dry as a bone, and you can't even walk on the ground without dust flying up behind you. That's what we're looking at here. So 73 and cloudy sounds pretty good. Keith and Chris checking in from Nashville, hot and 96, very hot. Yep, that's how it is here. Hello from Madisonville, Texas. What's up, Jerry Kelly from Madisonville, Texas? Thank you for stopping by, man. We're going to talk about golf carts here in case you didn't know that. Let's see, on Facebook we got Jimmy Stokely, East Tennessee, cloudy and 86. What's up, Jimmy? Even 86 sounds good. But you know the best part of what that sounds good there is the cloudy part. Man, we're talking about blazing sun happening right here, right now. If you ain't got to go outside, you don't. That's what everybody's thinking here. Okay, this is I'm part of the Gearheads on Demand service that we offer at Golf Cart Garage. So if you don't know what that is, we got some new people in the room, so I'll explain what that is. Golf Cart Garage has a service called Gearheads on Demand, and that I'm a big part of that. What it is that if you want to talk with me one-on-one, you can talk with me live here every Tuesday and Thursday. But if you want a phone call conversation with me to talk about your golf cart issue one-on-one, you can have that. There's a link in the description that'll take you to the scheduling page, and you can schedule a phone call or a video session. I can switch it to video, during the phone call if I feel like I need to see something. And we can talk about your golf cart issue. There's no charge for that. I mean, I'm just giving you information in exchange for your support of Golf Cart Garage, and because you are inevitably going to need golf cart parts. So we do this service for free for now in exchange for your support. If you ever need golf cart parts, we hope you come to us, and I don't think you'll be disappointed if you do. So anyway, we will get started with the regular questions. Let me check Facebook, see if we're rolling over there. Oh yeah, we're good. Jimmy Stokely's on Facebook. So we're rolling good over there. We're rolling good on YouTube. Kirk said he had some trouble connecting, but solved the problem on his end. Good. I'm glad you got it, Kirk. You know you're a major part of this team, Kirk. We got to have you, so you need to get your connection problem solved. Gary England, 88 in Napoleon, Ohio. I would like 88 also, because we're more like 98 or 100. So 88 would be nice. All right. We're going to get started. The garage is now open, so we will get started. Have a 99 EZGO tip. This is from Dave J. Quite often I'm having trouble putting the car in reverse. I push the lever, sometimes the reverse buzzer comes on and I can go in reverse, and sometimes I can't. When it doesn't go in reverse on the first try, it takes several attempts until it eventually does. Sometimes I'm in reverse and suddenly stops and goes forward. Okay, you never told me if we're talking about an electric or a gas cart here. Isn't that true? Just the EZGO TXT. Okay, we'll cover both. Let's just say that that's an electric. If it's an electric, then you must be talking about a series cart with a mechanical forward and reverse, because if it wasn't, then it would be just a push button and you wouldn't have trouble putting it in reverse. So if it's electric, you must be talking about a series cart. I have seen them where the mechanical forward and reverse on a series EZGO TXT has heated up so many times that it has become difficult to put in gear and get out of gear. And once that starts happening, it's never going to get better. It's only going to gradually get worse and worse and worse. And the fact that you said you were in reverse and all of a sudden it stopped and started going forward, see, that could be an issue with that whole assembly, and it would not be unusual at all to have to replace a forward and reverse assembly in an EZGO TXT that's over 20 years old. So that would be electric. Now, if it's gas, and that's what we're talking about, then it could be something as simple as you have a cable out of adjustment or something like that. But I have a feeling we're talking about an electric car there. Michael Reynolds, what's up, Michael Reynolds in YouTube? Good afternoon, all from Georgia. Glad you stopped by, Michael. We're only on number 2, so you're not late. Coincidentally, this number 2 question is from Mike. I don't know if this is from Michael, I doubt it, but it's from a guy named Mike. My existing charger is only putting out 53.6 volts when I first plug it in after usage. I measured the voltage. I measured it because I'm losing a lot of water lately. Seems to be taking a very long time to charge. Well, we would need to talk about normal operation for you to understand, how to answer your question. Now, using a lot of water, that's just a sign, could possibly be a sign of just older batteries. When batteries age, they get older, they do use more water. There's no doubt about it. A brand new set of batteries uses very little water. It gives people the wrong impression sometimes when they get a brand new set of batteries, and I tell them to check their water occasionally, and they check it every couple of weeks or every month or something like that, and they never seem to think that they ever have to add water, so they become complacent. And then later on down the road, when those batteries do start using a little bit more water and they're already in the habit of not checking it, they may end up with an issue. But brand new batteries use very little. Now, if yours are the charger, what happens is that 56 volts, see, I'd have questions about that. When did you check that? Like when you first put the charger on, then you checked your batteries? Because you need to take a voltmeter reading off the pack before you turn the charger on. And it should be around 50 volts if it's a 48 volt pack. It should be around 50, 51 volts, something like that. Plug your charger in and then put your voltmeter on the battery pack and just watch the volts in your batteries. They should slowly rise right there in front of your eyes. When the charger comes on, the volts should slowly rise. Over a period of the next few hours, the volts are going to rise all the way up into possibly even 60 plus volts, all right, on a 48 volt car. Once you get close to the end of the charge cycle, they should be around 60 volts, maybe even a little bit more. Then the charger sits there for a little bit and it decides whether or not it thinks your battery pack's fully charged, and whenever it thinks it is, it would shut off. That would be normal voltage. So you telling me that you measured it only puts out 56 volts. Well, I'd like to know what it's putting out at the end of the charge cycle, like close to the time when it's about to shut off. I bet it's higher than that even, is what I'm saying. Bruce, hi Tim in the group. What's up, Bruce? Thank you for being here, Bruce. Number 3 on the regular questions. If I buy a Summit 2 charger with an SB50, can I make an extension cord with an SB50 on one end and a D-plug on the other end so I don't have to manually disconnect and connect for either cart? Believe it or not, that's not an unusual question, and I have seen people do it before. I have seen them do it. I've even seen rigs where people have made pigtail extensions off of SB50 with a Yamaha plug on it, or a pigtail extension off of an SB50 with what they call a crow's foot, which is a 36-volt charger plug, and then a D plug is also a 36-volt plug. So yes, you can do that. Now, if you do that, you got to keep in mind you're modifying something in a way that it wasn't designed to be used. So just keep that in mind when you do that, and feel for heat in your connections, because you need a solid connection. If you don't have a solid connection, it's going to start building up heat in that area. And like I said, you're modifying something in a manner where it's not meant to be used. So this is kind of a do at your own risk kind of thing. But yes, I have seen people do this. So sure, you can do that if you want to do it. But keep an eye on heat. That's all I can warn you about. Keep an eye on heat. Bruce, Yamaha gas cart, the generator and regulator have been replaced, but doesn't charge. Any idea? Well, if the starter generator and the voltage regulator have been replaced, then I don't have any ideas because that would be everything that's involved in charging your battery, unless you have just a wire broken somewhere, on the flywheel. That would be all I could think of. If anybody else can think of something else, I mean, that's the most common device that is associated with the battery not charging is the voltage regulator. That's even more common than the starter generator. So I would have questions about that starter generator too. Where did that come from? Eddie Rodman, I have a 2010 Club Car Precedent gas that just won't crank over. Has a new battery, new solenoid, check the wires, the ignition, all good. What could it be? Does the solenoid click, Eddie, when you touch the accelerator pedal? Key on, in forward, you touch accelerator pedal, you should hear your 12-volt solenoid click. Does it click? If it doesn't, then I would be going into that electrical box and seeing if you got a blown. Oh, it does. All right. So the solenoid clicks, but the engine does not turn over, or the starter generator does not try to turn. Is that what you're telling me? Oh, and you hear the fuel pump. Okay, but see, if the solenoid clicks, that means you are getting power to the starter generator. If the solenoid's good. Does not turn, but he can't get it to crank over. It could be, even though the solenoid's clicking, it could be something as simple as the solenoid. If it is not the solenoid, then I already know you are getting power to the starter generator because the solenoid's clicking. The solenoid doesn't stay clicked with the accelerator pedal down. If that's what you're telling me, then I would go and look at micro switches. You could have an intermittent micro switch in that electrical box, because there's a micro switch in there that's in the circuit to make that solenoid click. Where was that at? Number 4 is where I was at. That's from Alan. Over a couple months in shop and 65 degree, EZGO cart went dead. Got it to charge up, but at 6 volts, the backup horn didn't work no more. The battery never went dead, so my question is, did the backup from short out cause the batteries to went dead? Oh, Eddie, you're welcome, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you participating, and I hope I said something that may give you an idea to, some direction to go. Not sure I understand the question here from Alan. What did I write? There's no way that happened. This is what I would do. I would fully charge the cart and try again. That's what I would do. Because backup buzzer not working, that doesn't make sense. Got it to charge up, but it's 6 volts. Short out because the batteries went dead. No, the backup, no, just because the batteries went dead, that did not cause your reverse buzzer to short out. I would fully charge the cart and then try it again and see if you get your reverse buzzer back. The reverse buzzer's got 2 little wires on it, so they hardly ever go out. A lot of people disconnect them, but they generally don't go out very often. Number 5. From T. Phillips on number 5. 2002 club car is very slow on slight inclines. When do I know if it's time to change the motor or the batteries? I added a bunch of electronics, LED lights, stereo with amplifier. How do I spread the power out so I'm not sucking juice from the first 2 batteries? Okay, we'll take the last question first. How do I spread the power out so I'm not sucking juice from the first 2 batteries? Okay, so if you're sucking juice from your first 2 batteries, that means you are either using a 16 to 12 voltage reducer, or you're running some of your equipment off 16 volts, which wouldn't be a good idea at all, because 2 fully charged 8-volt batteries could be as much as 17.5 volts. So yeah, that wouldn't be a good idea. So the only thing you need to evenly spread your power draw over the whole pack, you just need to get a bigger voltage reducer. You need to get a 48 to 12 volt voltage reducer. That hooks across your entire battery pack. That way, no matter what you're running, your stereo, your LED lights are running all that at the same time. It's actually pulling evenly on all of your batteries, which is the best case scenario to do. So if you've got a lot of electronics, you need to get a fully 48 to 12 volt voltage reducer, as big a one as you can afford, because it sounds like you're running a lot of stuff. Now that was the answer to your last question. Now you had another question. When do a 2002 club car is very slow on slight inclines. When do I know if it's time to change the motor or the batteries? Okay, motors tend to either work or they don't. Electric golf cart motors, they don't tend to lose power over time. They tend to either just work or they don't, and they have the same power curve because magnetic field is the same as long as your batteries are strong enough to do it. So you need to eliminate your batteries to see if you have a problem there. It may be time to pay someone to do a discharge test on your batteries. They could do a discharge test on your whole pack and tell you how good your battery pack is, and then you could move on from there. Kirk, love your show. Any opinions on the 𝗂𝘂𝗃 AC motor? I have seen the 𝗂𝘂𝗃 AC motor. It's not as common as as the 𝗪𝗏𝗃 stuff, but I tell you what, they sure are claiming some pretty high numbers in the advertisement. I get a golf cart dealer magazine, and 𝗂𝘂𝗃 is advertising. I don't think I have one in here. Anyway, they've been advertising lately. And they're talking like 30-something miles an hour, just by changing to this system. So, yeah, I believe one of my viewers was supposed to get back with me that was going to try that, and but I haven't heard from them. So I don't know if they tried that 𝗂𝘂𝗃 or not. But they are claiming some pretty good numbers as far as speed goes, if that's what you're interested in. So I don't have any experience or any feedback on it yet, Kirk, but I am looking forward to it because I know what you're talking about. David Taylor. Hello, Tim from Florida. Hello, David Taylor. Thank you for joining us, sir. Thank you for being here. Okay, I'm on number 6 of the regular questions. Installed a voltmeter in the dash and charged batteries. The charger ended charge at 40 volts. When I drive, voltage drops 1.5 to 2 volts at a time. I just took it around the block and definitely loses power with more of a load, passengers, but voltage rarely dropped below 38. I just got the 2002 Club Car DS from a friend who claims the batteries are just a few years old and noticed the loss of power on inclines just in the past months. It seems it has a stock tires. I'm thinking of upgrading, but not if it needs more mechanical work. Thanks for all your info. Okay, you said this is a DS club car, right? Okay, now in 2002, and a lot of people aren't aware of this, your volts that you're talking to me about sound like we're talking about a 36 volt car. Okay, and in 2002, you could have a 36 volt club car. They're not near as common as 48 volt club cars. Club car did used to make 36 volt cars, yes. There's not as many of them out there as EZGO 36 volt cars. But yeah, there is in 2002, you could have a 36 volt DS. So I need to know if that's what we're talking about, because your voltmeter readings that you flashed up there do sound like we're talking about a 36 volt DS. And if so, they sound pretty normal. But if we're talking about a 48 volt DS and that's what you're getting, no, we're way off. So I'd need to clear that up first. Number 8 from C. Wagner, 2009 precedent, left brake grabbing. New pads last October. The brake pedal feels normal versus travel and pressure. Would a cleaning and a bit of polylube help? Thanks. The cleaning, I talked about that before. I have done that a lot, and sometimes the cleaning can help a lot of problems, and blowing it out with air, compressed air. And I would be careful about using lube. You know, very, very isolated, very small amounts of lube in certain areas. Probably be best not to use lube. Just clean the post or whatever that you think you might need to lubricate. Because I just, the thought of putting lube inside a brake shoe hub, you know, kind of rubs me the wrong way, you know, because I don't want lube inside there. But air hose, blowout, maybe scuff up the inside of the brake hub, maybe scuff up the brake pads a little bit. But yeah, that could help. There's no doubt about it. That could help. It has helped me on several occasions. Sure what you mean. I was thinking you might have to check continuity for wires going to the regulator. Yeah, I would, Bruce. I would definitely check continuity to all wires that you can and make sure that everything is fine. Same club car, 2010 gas. It will crank over and can't rev up the engine, but it won't engage in gear. Gears when moving, forward and reverse switch, but doesn't budge. Okay, Eddie, is it actually cranking? In other words, well, first of all, Eddie, do you know how to put it in neutral? Do you know how to put the car in neutral to make it crank it? Do you know how to crank it in neutral? Because you can pull that little yellow maintenance cam and turn it, and then now the car should be able to crank in neutral. Because a lot of times people, when they describe a symptom on a gas car, they don't understand that it's not actually cranking. It's just turning over with the starter generator. It's never cranking. So yeah, so is the car cranking is what I'm saying. When you put it in neutral and you step on the accelerator pedal, does it crank, rev up and go up and down in neutral? Will it crank? So if it's not, if it doesn't do that, then it's not cranking. You're missing something. You're either missing spark, compression, or fuel. If it's not cranking, is what I'm saying. Yes, on it cranks. It cranks up and revs up in neutral, like normal. Rich East Main. Sorry I'm late. What's up, Rich? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for stopping by. It cranks. Okay, so it cranks in neutral. So it won't engage in gear. All right. A couple of things there. You could have a stuck clutch that's not squeezing in on the belt. That's one thing. you could have an out of adjustment cable that is not activating when you put it in gear, where it's not turning the lever on top of the transaxle. There's a lever on top of the transaxle that actually that the cable pulls and puts it in forward, and then it puts it in the other direction and goes in reverse. So it's either not going all the way in forward, or like I said, the first thing. Thomas Mack, what's up, Thomas Mack in Shreveport, Louisiana? It is hot. Yes, I know. I talked to my mom south of you recently, and she was telling me how hot it is there too. She's only about an hour from there, but it is hot. We were driving it and it just stopped going. Well, if it will crank and rev up in neutral, Eddie, then watch your clutches. Look at your clutches and see if they're your drive clutch, the one on the side of your motor. See if it's squeezing in as it revs up, and look at your other clutch and see if it's squeezing out. So and if they're operating normal, then it's going to be something to do with your cable that's activating that arm, or inside your transaxle itself. You might have something that's stripped. Ricky Smith, what's the advantage to doing an AC conversion? It's supposed to be, Ricky, it's supposed to be more efficient. The AC drive is supposed to be more efficient. That's why when money's no object, that's what a lot of customers are doing, because it's an expensive process. And the ultimate car would be an AC system with lithium batteries. That would be the ultimate electric car, in this day and age. So, and lots of people are going that route. They're going full-blown AC conversion, and they're getting lithium. I mean, that's a nice setup. That's as nice a setup as you can get in a golf cart nowadays. Is AC conversion with lithium. Now, you can develop lots and lots of torque and lots of power without going AC. You can develop all that with a DC system if you do it right. But is it going to be as efficient as the AC system? I'd like to see somebody put that to the test. And what I mean by efficiency is distance. Are we talking about do the full-blown DC system and see what kind of travel we get on the exact same battery pack as in the full-blown AC system? I'd like to see that, to see how much more efficient the AC system is supposed to be. But that's the main thing that they say, is that it's supposed to be more efficient than the DC system. We're still rolling on Facebook. I just have to check it every now and then. Did I do number 8? Yes, I did. That was the brake stuff. Well, Ricky, there are now on YouTube, there are lots of install videos of the full 𝗪𝗓𝘗 AC conversion kit. Lots of people have done it. They've gone with the 𝗪𝗓𝘗 AC conversion kit. Lots of people on YouTube made full step-by-step video of installs on several different types of cars. I don't think you should be afraid of it nowadays, because you can just go to YouTube and find a video where someone has already done it and they've explained everything that they've done as far as the install goes. And it's a plug-and-play deal. They're very cart specific when you get the AC conversion. Number 9. This is from D. Holmes. I installed a voltmeter on my 48-volt club car. When it's fully charged, it showed 56 volts. And then okay, well that's actually normal. If that's right off the charger, that's very possible. So no red flags yet. And then I drove a few city blocks and it would drop to 52. That's actually 52, 53. That's actually normal too. No red flags yet. But what I don't understand is when you slow down for a stop sign, it goes back to 55, 54 volts. Does that mean the electric motor's charging the system? I own a couple Lexus RX450 hybrid vehicles and they operate that way. Thank you for your information. This is from D. Holmes. You are exactly right, Mr. D. Holmes. You have figured out exactly what's happening. That is normal. That is what regenerative braking is all about. And that is why that is the title of this episode. The title of this episode was Regenerative Braking because of your question. And that's exactly what happens. When you slow down, that golf cart will actually, you can feel it, especially if you start going down a hill. You can feel it kick in, and it will electronically start slowing the golf cart down. It won't let it freewheel into eternity. But when it's doing that, it is actually going to put a small amount of charge back in the battery pack. That's where we get into, people sometimes just call them regen carts. I probably do it myself. It's either series carts or regen carts. When I say regen carts, I mean a cart with regenerative braking. That's the latest thing, because it actually, that's just another attempt at making golf carts more efficient, just like the AC system that I was talking with Ricky about. It's the AC system has adjustable. By the way, Ricky, I don't know if you know this. You can get the on the fly programmer with it. It's got 3 knobs on it. You can adjust your acceleration, you can adjust your top speed, and you can adjust the amount of regenerative braking that your car has. And you can do this on the fly, on the roll. You can change it. Solenoid in your, Greg says, upgrade your solenoid and your cables. Yeah, 𝗫𝘂𝘃𝗲 recommends upgrading your solenoid. So does Alltrax. If you went with a bigger Alltrax controller, they recommend upgrading the solenoid too. David Taylor says 99 EZGO TXT 36. 99. Okay, 99 is going to be the old style steering. Yeah, that's going to be the older style steering before they drop the steering box on top of the axle. Steering very loose. I changed the steering ball joints, no good. I have ordered a new steering box. Yep, that's all you can do. If you've taken up any visual slack, let me ask you this, on the 99, is that the one with the arm that, when you look up under the car? I think it is. I know my 96 is, and I think it's 2000.5 where they changed to the new steering box. So on a 99, if it's got the arm, I can tell you another place where slack develops. There's a big bronze bushing that is in that arm, like in the center of it, that it rotates, that it twists back and forth on. There's a big bronze bushing that can develop slack. See, my race car, my fast car, has the old style steering. So I had to go through it and replace everything that could develop slack, and I replaced that bronze bushing to take up a little slack there too. Number 10. This is from Rob. I had 7 6-volt batteries. 7 6-volt batteries? That's 42 volts. Okay, it must be a Western car, because it's the only one I know of is 42 volts. Replaced on a 30-year-old car. The supplier threw away all the battery hold downs, telling me they were too corroded to use. That's normal. Further, they said the batteries are heavy enough to go unsupported. I'm uncomfortable with this. What do you recommend? Thanks. Okay, David, I'll get back to you in just a second. I see your question. I see that you checked that bushing. Okay, this question from Rob. We're going to clear up something here. I mean, I've talked about this before, but probably just briefly. I probably hadn't talked about it enough. Don't let anybody tell you that it's okay to run your golf cart with your batteries unsupported, or your batteries not using any battery hold down system. Don't let anyone tell you that. The easiest way to understand it is that you have batteries sitting in the tray. Yes, they are heavy, and no, they're not going to move very much, but they're going to wiggle and shake and move back and forth, and every one of those batteries has a wire connected to it. And so if those batteries are wiggling and they got a wire connected to it, what's it doing? It's wiggling that wire back and forth, because the wire is mounted solid on the post, but the battery is wiggling. It's wiggling the wire, and we all know what happens if you wiggle a wire back and forth long enough, it will break. And so it's just going to develop over time, you're going to develop a loose connection, you're going to develop a broken wire, you're going to develop loose cable ends, which are going to build up heat, and it's going to cause you problems. So you want your batteries secure. You want them secure to the point that they do not wiggle. You're not really, the battery hold down systems on golf carts, it's not really designed to keep your batteries from flying out of your battery tray. It's designed to keep them from moving. It's designed to keep them from wiggling, so you don't have any problems with the wires. So yes, it is important not to run your car. This is my opinion and based on my experience. Don't run your car without, especially on a permanent basis. Maybe for just a test ride, if you're trying to test something out, that's fine. But don't run it like that on a permanent basis. When you get all your problems worked out, put your battery hold down system back in place to secure your batteries and keep them from wiggling. David said he checked that bushing, very little play. Well, that's all you can do without replacing the steering box. If you replace the tie rod ends, you've got all your slack out of there. You've got as much slack as you can get out of that bushing area. That's about all you can do. So if you still have slack at that point, then it's got to be inside the steering box itself on the worm gear and the steering column gear. You know, so you're doing the right thing if you order a new steering box at that point. Ricky, yes. Well, it depends. If you're going to go with the full, AC, then yeah, that would do that. Now, if you can get 𝗫𝘳𝗔 without going full AC, if you want to just stay with DC, and then you wouldn't have to do. There's install videos for that too. Just get a 𝗫𝘳𝗔 controller for a 36-volt system. But yeah, there are install videos where not only did they switch to the AC conversion, that they also went 48 volts at the same time. That's what most people do. That's what most people do. And that's what most of the videos that I looked at, or that's what they did. All right. You're welcome, David. Greg got the 400, the 𝗫𝘳𝗔 AC system with the 440 and the 4 kW motor and solenoid. He got all that from Golf Cart Garage, and he made his own cables. Cool. Yep. I got a real cool cable crimper that I make my own cables too. I have a 2-gauge welding wire, and they work pretty good. But I got an expensive cable crimper that does a good job. Okay, here's the social media links that I think I forgot to run earlier. If you want to follow us on Facebook and YouTube, obviously you can, and you can like and subscribe. Please do. Like if you haven't already, like and subscribe on Facebook and YouTube, but you can also follow us on all these other ones that have already gone, the TikTok and Instagram social media platforms. We are everywhere. We are all over the place. So please, if you would like to follow us on those, please feel free to do so. Also, let's talk about the coupon. Go to golfcartgarage.com and pick out all your stuff you want, and then at checkout you use this coupon code, you get 5% off. TIM13, TIM13. Go to golfcartgarage.com, use TIM13 at checkout. That one expires September the 1st, so that's only got a few days left. 5% off anything you order using the coupon code TIM13. If you would like to purchase a Golf Cart Garage hat, you are welcome to. You can go to the website. There are links in the description that take you straight to the hats. You can buy one, pick out your color from the links. It says the color in the links, and this is what they look like. There they are on the screen. You could go straight to Golf Cart Garage and buy you a hat. Now, occasionally we do give hats away here. We give a bag of swag is what we call it. That's why those are called swag links in the description, because we give a bag of swag. It includes a hat, and it has some keychains and some stickers and some trinkets from Golf Cart Garage. So that's why you need to keep coming back, because we never know when that's going to happen. And we got one coming up. I can tell you, I don't know exactly when it's going to be, but we do have another hat giveaway coming up. Ricky, if you're going to go with a lifted car, I'd go with at least 4 gauge, maybe even 2. 4 gauge or 2 gauge will be fine. And then after that, just check for just check for warm cables or hot cables. Yeah, I use 2-gauge welding cable, flexible. I don't know if all welding cable is flexible, but mine is very easy to work with. Even though it's thick cable and it's multi-stranded, but it's very flexible, very easy to work with, very easy to route, even though it's real thick. Okay, you got the Eco lithium on yours. Cool. I think you can handle it, Ricky, if you wanted to do it. Between you and me and the people in this room, I think we can get you through it. I don't think it'll be a problem at all, and I think you'll like it. I believe it is time for Let's See some cards. Look at there. Let's see. We are going to see a card today. His featured card is, I don't see him in the room, but apparently he comes in the room a lot, and he must just sit on the sidelines, but he sent me a picture of his card. Today's featured card is from William Moore. So if you're in the room, William, and you stayed around to the end, we're fixing to show you a card. I don't like to talk about you behind your back, but I will. And I'm going to if you're not here. Here we go. Bam! William Moore. Hi Tim, this is our 2019 Club Card Tempo, fully customized with 𝗂𝗏𝗃𝗲 Island stickers and aftermarket hubcaps per Flatland Island Cruiser. I literally had to go to YouTube and find a video on pronunciation of 𝗂𝗏𝗃𝗲 Island because I didn't know where that was, but it's in North Carolina. It's off the coast of North Carolina. Very nice island. So cool. That's a little Club Card Tempo ready to go. That is an island cruiser. I bet they use those a lot on that island, on lots of islands. So that is William Moore's cart, and I appreciate him sending me the picture. I appreciate his support of the channel, and if anybody would like to send me a picture of their cart they would like to be featured, please do. I will put this in there. Hey, there, I put my email address in there. If you would like to have your cart featured on one of the episodes, send me a photo of it and a little description like that, and you might end up on the screen. Your cart may end up on the screen. Nice cart. I guess a tempo is, I mean, as you can see, a Club Card Tempo is basically a precedent with just a fancy front end on it. That's what it, that's basically what it is. But that's a real good island cruiser, that's for sure. All right, let me check Facebook, see what we got going on. I think we're still rolling. We're rolling over there. And that's going to be about it. Don't forget, if you would like to schedule a call with me, you can. Click the link in the description that will take you to the scheduling page. You can pick out a time that's convenient, and if my schedule is booked too far out in advance, which sometimes it is, sometimes it's booked out pretty far, then remember that we're here live every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 noon Central Time. You can catch me that way. You can catch everyone in the room. There's a lot of people that have experience in different areas in the room. You have a golf cart issue that I may not know about, but somebody in the room might. Like I have yet to have the privilege of installing a full-blown 𝗪𝗔𝗍AC system than Greg has. So he can help people that have questions about that. So we have other people in the room that have done certain things too. We got Rock Dog's got a real crazy system too in his golf cart, if I remember right. I don't think he's here today, but yeah, he's got some experience in other areas. Okay, I believe that's going to be it. Today was Thursday, August the 24th. In case you guys didn't realize that, it's August the 24th today. This was episode 146. So we're closing in on 150 episodes here in the next couple of weeks. I am off tomorrow. So, and it's hot. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But I will see everybody on Thursday. I'll see everybody on Tuesday. Hopefully it'll cool down this weekend. We might have some cooler weather coming in. I think we got rain possibly on Sunday. So I'm hoping that is the case. Ricky says the swag is cool. Ricky has gotten some swag. Greg's cart's a G29. Yep. Just go to YouTube, Greg, and see what you find. See if you might find a perfect install video that explains everything on a G29. Plug in the 𝗲𝘗𝘃 install G29 and see what comes up. I think you might be surprised what you can find. There's lots of good install videos. Oh, I meant Ricky. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that, Greg. I meant Ricky to do that. To go to YouTube and plug in for 𝗲𝘂𝗲𝗃𝗲 TXT PDS. Kevin says hit the like button on your way out. Thank you, Kevin. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I will see everybody on Tuesday. Thank you for coming again. I appreciate it. I appreciate every episode that y'all show up and allow me to do this and talk about this. It's hard for me to believe this is what I do, but I do. Someone's got to do it, and I'll be glad to do it. So thank you for coming. I'll see everybody later. The garage is now closed.